Let's talk a little bit more about the Iowa caucuses and the abacus problems, the counting problems, some kind of problems. But we do have an Iowa native. I think it's pronounced. Is it Iowan? Iowan? Do I have that right, Jerry? Do I have that right?
Ask Tana.
All right. I'll ask Tana Goertz, who is she's an Iowan native, and she's also with Women for Trump. She's on the advisory board. She's a member of that fine organization. Tana, how you doing?
Wonderful. How are you tonight?
I'm good. Is it Iowan? I'm right?
Yeah, I'm an Iowan.
Yeah, there we go. So what happened? I mean, we got the results, and they finally started counting. I mean, was socialists have counting problems or what?
Well, I always excelled at the abacus. Maybe they needed to go back to school. But, it's just a mess because they've tainted the Iowa caucuses. They've made us look like a huge, silly state. I mean, the headlines, I've been doing national TV and radio all day, and they're calling us Des Moines, like D-U-H. And I'm like, this isn't fair. We're good people here. We work hard. We're proud to have first in the nation Iowa caucuses. But the Democrats have a huge mess. It looks like it's a sloppy train wreck is really what it is, and it'll go down in history as being a disaster. And it's very unfortunate for anybody who actually thinks that a Democrat could run our country when they can't even run a caucus.
Yeah, no, you make a great point, Tana. And does, maybe they're just getting practice. I mean, what you do is you make your mistakes smaller like this in Iowa, and then you do the Green New Deal, and you do health care, and you do free college for everybody. I mean, it's a learning curve.
Right. Hey, we all win. It's a participation trophy right here. It doesn't matter if we get it right. We're a national laughing stock of the world. I mean, it's embarrassing.
Now, on the other side of this, though, Tana, the caucus for President Trump, I mean, that went off without a hitch, right? That was done. You guys counted them?
That was so beautiful. First off, to have the campaign bring in 80-plus surrogates. These people are amazing. It's just, when I look at these people, some of them are very good friends. Some of them I just met. I had the privilege of being at caucus with Congressman Jim Jordan. He was phenomenal. And you just sit there and you look at these congressmen and politicians and amazing people, and you go, they all have that it factor.
Yeah.
And so we had over 80 surrogates just across the great state of Iowa, talking about how great our president is. And we were a well-oiled machine. I was there. I was counting with the people in charge. They counted up Donald Trump. They counted up the other two sorry guys. They each got 2 votes. Well, one got 2 votes. The other guy didn't get anything. And slam dunk, counted it up, double counted, and off we went. And, I was screaming, we won the caucus.
I think you guys should have given the one guy at least one vote. I mean, we got to keep up with the socialists and at least be fair. I mean, it's a little embarrassing. Give him one vote. All right, Jerry's got a question for you.
Do that.
Tana, on the Republican side, was there any decisiveness? Were there some never Trumpers in the audience?
There weren't. Now let's talk about 2016. Well, actually, I don't want to because I just got over post-traumatic stress syndrome from that situation in 2016 when I was on the campaign. And there was a lot of people that, still were never Trumpers, so they went for their other candidates, which I knew they were never going to win. Trump was always going to win this. So in the audience last night at caucus, I didn't see one never Trumper. I didn't have one negative vibe. I didn't have one person saying, or whatever. But how can you fight and argue with the results? Mm. Results matter to Republicans, and people aren't stupid. People realize I want to have more money in my pocket. I want to have my children be safer because we have a president that's taking out terrorists. I want my my taxes to be reduced. I want better trade deals. I don't want America to be the laughing stock of the world. I mean, so you can't argue with results.
Absolutely. All right, Dan, does this hurt your chance? I've heard people talking about this, first in the country going forward. I mean, what the Democrats did, is this going to mess that up?
I mean, it definitely did not help. I know that there's been a lot of people, a lot of organizations, a lot of push to let us lose this because people are jealous that we have it. But Donald Trump loves Iowa. Donald Trump has said that when he gets another 4 years, that he will insist that it stays in Iowa. So I mean, if he can do anything about it, he will keep it in Iowa. But there's a lot of forces that matter in that decision. So I think it didn't help, that's for sure. But all I care about is another 4 years with this great president, and then we're going to all have to figure out what we're going to do next, because
that scares me. That scares me.
Our only hope, it should scare you, because our only hope is Vice President Pence. He steps up, and he's a man of great character and leadership. So we'll be okay with him. But any other candidate coming in, like, for example, the traitor Mitt Romney, do we dare want to have him come running to be our president again, knowing what a shifty little character he is? No pun intended there with the shifting metaphor. I didn't mean to go there, but...
Tana, let me ask you, do you think Elizabeth Warren will drop out and throw her support behind Bernie Sanders?
I don't think so. I really don't. These people they're fighting for their life. I told them all when I was doing interviews in the very beginning, take it from me, take your pocketbook, take your purse, call it quits, go home. None of you got what it takes to take down Donald Trump. I know that firsthand. I've known the man and the First Family for over 15 years. There's nobody tougher. There's nobody with more stamina. There's nobody smarter who can outwit him. Take your money, go home, and play with your grandchildren is really what my advice to her would be. So I doubt it, because these candidates, they're competitive. They want to win, and they want power, and they don't want to get rich again.
All right, Tana. Hey, we'll see what happens with the rest of the votes coming up. They only have like 62% reported there, so I assume there's wheelbarrows of votes, floating around still, and they'll figure it out.
Apparently, wagon-drawn carts.
Yes, something like that. Oh, we can't pick on. Let's not pick on Iowa. It's not. It's not the good Iowan folks' fault there. It's
not our fault.
No, it's not your fault. All right, Tana.
But,
hey,
it got messed up. But
I appreciate it. Thanks for the update, and we'll hope to talk with you real soon. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Take care.
All right, folks. Here's what we're going to do. We do have Congresswoman Debbie Lesko on the line, but we're gonna do our break real quick and talk with Congresswoman Debbie Lesko. State of the Union. What's going on tonight with that? Plus, we'll get into the impeachment issues, folks. Quick break. Back in a minute.